Oh, and he freezes up again. So I'll say hello, everybody. Welcome to Shop Talk Live. I'm Roger from Roger's Shop. There's Rick up in the corner from Rick's Two Cents, and Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Hi all.
Rick's having a problem freezing up tonight because it's so cold here in Illinois. So
you really need to run an Ethernet cable.
yeah, he froze up again.
My words were timed. Ethernet cable, man. Ethernet cable.
Yeah. I heard you fine. Hold on, let me see if I drop my resolution to make the difference.
That fiber's even better.
Yeah, I run fiber end to end in my network.
Yeah, I have fiber. I don't know.
Yeah, you have fiber to the outside. I have fiber in my house.
No, I have fiber to my house.
You're in your net, like your in-house network?
Yeah, I have a 10 gig network.
It's all fiber.
A whole rack and everything. Remember, I'm an IT guy. Yeah, but let's see. Let's go through some of these comments. I know Metronet's my internet service provider. Last night they did some updates overnight, so maybe they're still kind of being goofy. Tony said Cleveland, Ohio's in here with a full-blown blizzard going outside. I'm not news.
Yeah, so last week Tony made this comment, and I said, are you new? But you see, now that YouTube messed up the names, you can't tell anybody.
Yeah, I remember the.
But Tony's I remember him now. I know he was here last week.
Yeah, Tony's actually a Facebook member of mine.
Oh, yeah,
so
cool.
Chris, good day from Good Down Under. Hello, Chris.
Fish Lake, Indiana. Arrived to hear the words of wisdom.
Boy, he must have called into the wrong live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was getting slammed even before we started the live stream.
Well, Rick throws up again. Boy.
Hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go upstairs and make sure Ricky didn't unplug the repeater right above me. Be right back.
Probably slowing his game down.
Yeah. I'll be right back. You guys want to take a while? I'll be right back. Sorry.
I don't have enough computers in my house. I mean, I have a lot of computers. I don't have enough computers to fill my network pipe.
No, I don't either. I mean, I've got quite a few too.
I mean, I got 5 of them in this room.
I'm actually on Wi-Fi right now. I'm not hardwired to this, but I mean, I got 5 gig Wi-Fi down here. It's
yeah, I got a bunch of IoT devices. I had to add another subnet to my network because I have more than 256 devices on my network.
Oh, I haven't gone that far yet.
Well, all these lights, for one thing, are all on there.
Oh, okay.
See, I can turn them all off and turn them back on without doing anything stupid. Greetings to Chris. Oh, I said hi. Where are we? Andrew's back.
Back for the wisdom of the aged. Hey, I resemble that remark.
Well, at least the aged part, right?
Yeah.
Last time Chris was talking from an airplane. I thought that was pretty awesome. Dedicated. He's been to Perth. And now Chris doesn't want anyone else to go there. Well, guess what? I'm going to load up a tour bus. Until Andrew said this.
Yeah, cynic spiders and drop bears everywhere.
Oh, yes. And Chris added the Crocs.
Oh, yeah.
Not my jam. I have no crocodiles where I live, no alligators.
I do have some Crocs, but I wear them on my feet.
Actually, the only hazardous thing we have here is ticks. We got lots of ticks.
Yeah, next week is the 100th show, I do believe.
Yep. We're at 99. Coffee IV. Yep. Oh, yeah, he gets to drink coffee because it's morning for him. Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, that's almost 2 years. It doesn't seem like that.
Yeah.
Hey, Santa. Yeah. So I saw your picture you of your sign you created, and I was going to post one for you Let me see if I can find it. It's one I saved an image. I used to have this on my door when I worked in industrial lasers on my lab door. Where the hell is it now? Of course, now I'm never going to find it.
Is it the one about having eye protection for the remaining eye?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I've got that one.
Have I been freezing up as I was gone? Or you
Who
couldn't
knows?
tell?
Boy, it looks
There's
like
a still image.
Mr. Roboto there.
Yeah, now you look like you're running on a 300 bit per second dial-up
Yeah, he's froze up again.
coupler type modem. Oh, and he's frozen. Man,
That'd be another good profile picture.
Santa's asking if Chris ever sleeps. Well, he probably does when it's nighttime for him. Has anyone done their rounds? Oh, has everyone done their rounds? We're doing them. I'm going to skip a few of these because it's just a bunch of people saying hello. Hey, Jim. How's your back, Jim? We haven't talked in a while, so other than exchanging email about your lens.
He has an invitation to stop down here after I get back from Mexico, so we'll work that out after I get back in February. So,
Spectrum of Reality. Well, that's a nice name.
yeah. Jack in the shop is here.
Yay. Torrenting. Yeah. That could be what little Ricky's up to right now is torrenting.
Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on my internet.
Well, you're still like Mr. Roboto there.
Yeah. You go onto Amazon and order 100 feet of Cat 8 cable and run it from your router down to your computer. And this problem will go away.
I shouldn't. I have an orb. What is it? What's it called?
Kevin
Orbi?
says he's currently in Montreal until tomorrow. He might be in Montreal after tomorrow because there's a big storm going through there. Yeah, that's we should all have a field trip to Perth.
Have to wear my high boots to keep away the spiders and scorpions and all that kind of crap away.
Tim is in. First guy on the bus.
Yeah.
So I got
Andrew
a question
might be
for
the first
everybody.
guy. Shoot.
I got a question for everybody. It's a new year. What's a lesson learned from 2025 that you're going to do different in 2026?
That's kind of a philosophically
Did I
deep.
break? Did I break up, or did you hear what I said?
No, we got it.
I heard you. See, I always tell my wife I'm already perfect, but she doesn't believe me.
I am going to do more. My thing is I'm going to do more with less. Or do less with more. I don't know which it's going to be yet, but it'll be one of the two.
Yeah. I did too many reviews last year. I want to do fewer of those.
Yeah, I'm cutting back on that.
Fewer reviews and I'll say more quality because there's some products are just terrible.
And I need to do more projects again. I used to do a lot of projects and I haven't done any in a while.
Well, that's why I did this relief engraving one. I'll show this to people if I can get my camera to not look at my eyes. So, I was having, speaking of philosophy, I was having this thought as this was sitting on my desk today. I thought that rock is probably 1 billion years old, and this little relief thing is going to be in it forever now. There's my mark on the world.
Kangaroo repellent. I don't know that they attack much, do they? Or
well, I don't know. They got pretty big feet. They always have those boxing kangaroos, and they kick the crap out of people.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Grab them by the shirt and then kick them.
Yeah.
Sleep between lives. Santa says, Steve, giving the 3D printer a break tonight. Why?
Yeah.
Practicing with the F2. How do you like the F2? Those industrial lasers, this is Spectrum of Reality, says those industrial lasers work similarly to these hobby units. You did that at some production facility on the East Coast. No, I have the only production facility I know of on the East Coast. So, I mean, there are others. I know Tim has one.
Yeah, Robert says, good evening, everyone.
Robert.
Waverly, Iowa. There's Gary. Yeah,
Your
not my
neighbor
backyard.
Don't say that. I don't say anything. I don't know what I'm not supposed to say. Foo Fons is the best bar in Montreal. Oh, yeah. Well, if you're stuck in somewhere due to weather, Montreal is not a bad place to be. Tim says he needs a pad of paper for that. Oh, because he's gonna go to Montreal. I don't know how you'd single out a good bar in Montreal because there's thousands of them. Tim says you better have a big house.
Well, I do have a big house, and I'm the only one in it now. So,
well, I think he's talking to Chris because we're all going to Chris's house.
Okay.
For a bottle of Australian beer and.
Well, as long as it's not Foster's.
Yeah, Vegemite sandwiches and some kind of Australian beer.
Oh, recovering from back surgery at 85, and that's still fun. No, I wouldn't be.
No. Yeah, I got a historically bad back, and there's no way anybody's putting a knife near it. It's not, it's not that bad. Every time I think about it, it's like, no, it's okay now. Yeah, backs, man, they're just, you wound them once and they're bad forever. Chris says for 26, aiming for a UV laser. Oh, in 26. He's not telling us he's 26 because he claims to be an old geezer like the rest of us. He's aiming for a UV laser. So then he'll have at least one type of each. Well, if you want to, venture up to Canada, you can take one of mine because I'm trying to get rid of some of them soon. What was that?
Oh, you heard the beep?
Yes.
Now that was my phone. I suppose I should check it. So here.
Jeez, did we lose Rick? Maybe he's running the cable. Jack in the shop says, what I did last year that I would like to do differently. A lot. I will do it differently this year. Or will I do it differently this year? Maybe, more than likely. I'll just find more things that I should have done differently. Yeah, that's my situation too. I've run, when you run out of paper writing your flaws down, you've got some problems.
Well, I just got an order for $2,136.22.
Sweet.
So I'm happy.
Nice.
I don't know what it is yet because I haven't seen the order. I just got the notification. So hope it's not coasters because I just did 250. I'm a little burnt out on them for a few days.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're doing them for a bar, you're going to do a lot of them, but they're always going to be the same.
Yeah.
So is it for bar, Roger?
What?
Is it for a bar? The big order?
I don't know what it's for exactly yet. It was over $2,000. I mean, it could be candy boards for all I know. I don't know what the order is. But Santa's laser engraving says he has the 15/5 watt first diode, so loving the detail and impressed with the IR. Getting my setting down. We'll be using the shows this year. And I was showing here before we went live. I have the WeCreate Lumos. It's actually sitting on a table down here. I've been playing with it. And I've never not been impressed with IR lasers before, but when you get on the Galvo and it gets up to 5 watt, it will etch steel. I put my initials on the spare pliers, and I did that in like less than 5 minutes. This is steel. This is, and I've engraved on stainless steel and copper, and they wanted me to do some stuff to show it on silver and gold, but I'm a little short on silver and gold bullion. So if any of you want to throw some my way, I'll be glad to engrave on it for you.
Tell them to provide the blanks and no problem, right?
Yeah, but this Lumos, and it is so neat, and it would be ideal. And I'm going to hype this a little bit, but if you're doing craft shows and you're doing small things like maybe you're doing dog tags or animal tags or something like that, this thing is small. It sits on the table. It's portable. As long as you've got electricity to plug it in, and it's got a shield on it. So when you close that shield to do your engraving or whatever, anybody can watch it. They don't have to have glasses on, or it's great.
Nice. You know what I think would be cool is if they started putting HDMI outputs on those cameras. It'd be cool to just put a big TV just to display that camera. Like that draw a crowd in.
I've got HDMI outputs on my cameras.
No. I'm saying
the
for
one,
the
one
camera
built into
inside
the laser.
Oh, and the laser. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's purely just a mirror image.
Yeah.
You could draw a crowd in with that.
I have the alien cell sitting on my floor in my shop right now. When I get a few things off my workbench, I'll be able to put it up there.
Nice.
I told them because this was the first one they sent me got seized by customs because they didn't do the paperwork right.
Yeah.
So because of that delay, they kind of lost their slot in my schedule. So now I have to work them in.
So I posed a question. I'm going to answer my own question. This year, I'm going to focus on things that I like to do, even if it's not the most profitable things for me to do. I think it's going to make me more passionate in what I'm doing. And I'm going to start making a lot more videos on using products than reviewing products. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm headed to, I think. Now, having said that, I got a pile of reviews to get done early in the year.
So do
but that's the trail end of last year.
Yeah, me too.
But
I tend to do at least 3 projects for every product I review. I just don't do an unboxing or here it is. It's the first and the last time you see it on my channel. I generally have at least 3 projects I show it. And then you see more of it if it kind of sticks around in my shop, right? And it becomes a tool that I normally use versus a laser or another product that we give away or I sell, just being honest. But yeah. Oh, and I was right on, I guess, what I might be getting for Christmas. I got it. It's the Insta360 for the phone.
Oh.
So the reason I was saying that is because we talked about how do you do CNC footage. And so I have the Insta360 camera that I'm on right now, the webcam. I have the Insta360 action camera. And it was just like, you can't use audio. You're in front of the thing. It's just hard, right? Do I put a GoPro on the CNC to follow it? So I'm going to try this. And then I'll probably dub over the audio. So we'll
it's just it's a fancy gimbal, right?
Yes.
So you have to mount it somewhere and then tell it to follow the.
Yeah, click on something and let it auto track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works out.
How much are those?
I
I could
don't know.
probably use one of those.
Anything Insta360 is not cheap, I'll tell you that. But it's but it's pretty
Anything
good.
is not cheap right now. Chris assures us we won't be getting Fosters.
Yeah, we only make that for visitors. That's the same thing when I go to Mexico. The natives down there don't drink Corona. That's what tourists do.
Yeah, tourist beer.
Actually, it's not too bad, Steve. It's $109.
Oh.
And then there's extra for this tracker thing. It doesn't auto track without it.
Oh.
So that's
Well,
not
yeah.
too bad.
The tracker would be something I would want. Tim says, yeah, Tim, I guess, is an ex-Navy guy, retired Navy. He was stuck in Montreal in '84 when his ship was in refit for 6 months. Wow. You were stuck there for 6 months?
It's $179.99 for the Pro with the tracker. That's what I have. That's not too bad.
That's reasonable, actually.
Yeah. It's not too
Yeah,
bad.
Chris says he's 26 years old for the third time around. I got to start doing that.
So what'd you guys get for Christmas?
I don't know. We don't generally do too much Christmas anymore. I mean, the problem. I mean, we both had good jobs when I was working, and it was just like anything you wanted, you bought it yourself already before Christmas, right? So
Here's my most comical gift.
These nuts.
It's M&M.
I got a bit of chocolate. Oh, geez, we lost him again.
Yeah.
You got to give him credit. He freezes at all the right times.
Oh, back. I don't know what the heck happened. Yeah, but my sister-in-law sent me that, so I thought that was hilarious.
Well, because my wife passed just before Christmas, there wasn't much of a Christmas thing here. So,
Yeah, I apologize, and sorry for your loss, Roger.
no, thank you.
We have to get together for a beer sometime soon.
Yeah. Come down to Mexico with me next week. I'll buy you several of them.
If I could swing that, I'd probably take you up on that offer.
Yeah,
We'll
for
both be
everybody
live in
watching, for the next 2 weeks, I'll be doing this from Mexico. So.
It might be a little weird, Roger, if we're in the hot tub together being live.
As long as we're on opposite sides. Yeah, they froze up again. Boy, it must be cold up there. Yeah, Jack said, I need some help with that order. I'm waiting to see what it is. I won't know until I get on a computer later, but I've got a feeling it's probably going to be tumblers for that amount of money. Because I do a lot of tumbler work for different bars and stuff up around Chicago.
Laser or
Oh, they're sublimation.
Yeah.
Silver hit $95 an ounce today.
Yeah.
Boy, I don't seem to have any silver bullion laying around.
See, I use it to get myself up to the camera, sitting on the big pile.
I saw a bunch of people going to resale stores and buying all kinds of like candle holders, you name it.
Yeah.
And they're looking for the silver stamp and they're selling for like $2 and they don't realize like penny weight, it's actually worth a decent amount. It's pretty crazy.
Yep. It's I heard the biggest export from the US in 2025 was gold bullion.
Yeah. Well, Santa's saying he'll call Yukon Cornelius and see if he can find me some. We're talking about gold bullion here.
What are you drinking tonight, Roger?
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Water?
Yeah. That's the chemical name for water, if anybody wanted to know. Yeah, most contacts and switches in industrial and commercial good switches are pure silver.
Yeah. Solar panels, lots of silver in solar panels.
Yeah.
Kevin said he's heard good things about the alien cell. I've heard good things too, which is why I was interested in trying it.
I said I got a product review first so I can see how I can use it, then technical review. Maintain if I get it.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. Like I've done quite a few videos because X-Tool lasers are so popular. So I'll tend to do a review and then a follow-up. Like the one I have going live tonight is using the F2 Ultra UV.
Roger, I have a question for you on the
and he freezes up. One's got a question for me, then freezes up.
It's
So.
a good thing you're on the edge of your seat.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Oh, but he's frozen again. Earth to Rick. Come in, Rick. Oh, there he is.
If it keeps doing it, I'm going to try to hotspot my phone. How often do you clean the
I think he's going to ask how often I clean the rods and the 3D printers.
Oh,
Usually about once a month because I use them so much.
I do it whenever the machine tells me to clean it.
what about
Oh,
the
yeah.
actual bed itself?
I don't use. I have had no reason in the bamboo printers here to use any glue on the print on the bed. So I have not had an adhesion problem at all, with the exception of once. But I think that was user error on my part when I was doing the slicing and designing. But
So-
otherwise, I don't. If I do need to clean them, I'll take them up and wash them in the sink and dry them off. And
You see that I've had some lifting issues, so I think it's time to clean it.
now, when you get lifting, it's bed temperature.
Yeah.
The-
Well, the bed, the plate can be dirty too, right?
Yeah.
Get some Dawn dish soap and
Yep.
you know,
soap it down, then use some alcohol and clean whatever's left of the soap off.
It was
If
like
you leave
running
soap on, it'll peel the stuff right off.
It was
a lot of
running
times
like
a lot of times if you're getting lifting, it's either it depends on what the filament is, for example. But if you're getting lifting on the corners, a lot of times it could be the ambient temperature in the enclosure is too high, or the bed temperature is too high, and the filament's cooling too fast, and the corners lift.
Yeah,
it's,
but the
PEG
settings on
HVAC.
the settings on
High
the bamboo are pretty
Yeah,
default.
those
right?
are they're pretty right on.
Yeah. Second time with that print, same thing. And I'm like, you know what? I think I just need, it doesn't look dirty, but I just think I'm going to try cleaning it. But I've been doing pretty good as long as I keep that pretty clean. So I was just curious how often you do it.
It's seldom. If I start having some issues or I see some crap on the, of course I use PEI plates on all my printers. But if
Yeah,
I
me too.
see something, I'll take it up and wash it.
Yeah, the first time I see something not sticking just quite right, I'll pull the plate off and wash it.
Yeah.
But
a lot of times,
you don't have to clean it very often if you keep your hands off it, right?
yeah.
Right.
And then with me being pretty lazy, if I'm seeing something's not quite right, I just turn it over.
There you go.
So Tom's saying, how do you know what to charge for 3D printing items? It's my theory on that is what the market will bear.
I think it's
I
hard
do
to judge
not-
because it's kind of an offhands job, right? It's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah, the labor is minimal, almost
Right.
zero, basically. It's like how many seconds does it take you to peel it off the printer?
But if
Right.
you have the time involved when you designed it, and then you went through all the prototyping and everything, you need to you need to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's design time, that's different. I charge differently for design time than I do for machine time, like labor on machines.
Yeah.
I think if you get at least 5 times your material, you're pretty good, don't you think?
5 times, I think you'd be doing real well if you could get 5 times your material cost.
That's what I've been doing. That's what I've been charging.
Yeah.
You know, these chains I've been printing, they're like, what, $1.03 something? I'm charging $35.
Well, that's 10 times.
Well, at least 5 times, I'm saying.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you have to cover. It's more than material, right? You have to cover power and
Yep. And wear and tear on your equipment.
the whole thing. So
So Chris is saying I'm currently testing PoE, that's power over Ethernet, if anybody doesn't know, and PTZ security cameras for my sheds. I'm on a PTZ camera, but it's not a security camera.
yeah, all my cameras are PoE. It's way more reliable than wireless ones.
Well, I've gone with solar wireless on mine.
Nice.
Yeah, how do they work?
Oh, I've had no problems whatsoever. Yeah, Jack said a 14 port PoE switch, so there you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tim saying got paid $75 a day for food. Mickey D for $10 and $65 for the bar, and that was each day.
Those were the good old days.
We used to, when we travel, we used to share hotels, so that way that we both could bill for hotels, and then we'd split it. That's how we made extra cash traveling.
Well, last Saturday night I was at a local bar here for the where I go all the time. I even bartend there. I was there for the Bears Packers game, and that was a wild night, of course, because the Bears did win in the last seconds, literally. But at the end of the night, I told JJ the bartender, I said, "Okay, what's my tab?" He says, "I'm going to be kind since you got $100 bill." So good time was had by all that night.
Nice. You know, but something to be said about small businesses who recognize regulars.
Yeah.
That's what keeps people coming back, you know, like time after time. And that's for restaurants and all small businesses as a whole. Like everyone has a local Ace they go to. You know, you could go to Home Depot for a lot cheaper. But Ace is like when you need something, you know they have it, right? You're going to pay more, but you know they have it.
Ace is a place with a helpful hardware man. We have one of those here.
I'm just a little annoyed that now it's like 15-year-old, 16-year-old kids. And I'm like, where's grandpa? We need some advice. He's going to tell you how to rig something up, you know?
No Ace Hardware's here. So Richard says he's got a Commarker XE 12 watt and Commarker crystals, Commarker STL in settings. And his crystals are cracking after a few days.
Whoa.
This is internal engraving. What settings do I turn down to change this? So there's a couple of things that can cause this. One is if your design is getting too close to the edge of a crystal, it will crack them. But assuming you've got the crystals, you've got the image scaled down properly inside the crystal, speed, it could make it go faster. Just so it doesn't, because when you're engraving inside a crystal, it's basically creating microfractures.
Right.
And microfractures can turn into big fractures if it gets too hot, well, it'll be hot inside the crystal when it's passing there, and if it sits, the laser spot sits on a spot too long, it'll actually heat up the glass, and glass has all kinds of weird temper and stresses in it, so it'll crack if you heat it too much.
And by the same
basically,
token,
if you're going too slow, the beam is sitting there too long.
If you're trying to engrave on tempered glass on a CO2 laser, by the same token, if you have that laser moving too slow, you'll end up with a bunch of redneck diamonds laying all over the bottom of your laser. Because it will shatter.
Yeah, so, I shattered a wine bottle one day.
Oh.
I would also
it's a little alarming when it happens.
I would also suggest reaching out to the manufacturer and make sure they're using, or at least starting at the suggested settings. I'm assuming you are. They have some type of guidelines.
The Commarker settings for glass are pretty good.
Yeah.
But if you got a 12 watt, you're going to have to the laser is going to have to be moving along pretty quick, or turn the power down. No, you won't have power. You won't have a power setting, I guess, on there. You're gonna.
There you go. Maybe you can get Clack to come up and do all your IT work.
Don't do it, man. He wants to put Cat 6 in. That's too old school now.
You know what? Like a $2,000 wireless mesh system.
Well, you'll get 10. You'll get 10 gigabits out of it. You won't get 40. See, my network is pushing 40 gigabits.
Clegg, there's an old saying: "Watch what you wish for." I might do it just to have a beer with you. Deal. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Here's a dad joke. There's a fine line between a numerator and denominator. Only a fraction of people will get the joke.
Ugh,
Yeah, that's a dad joke.
I'll say.
What y'all doing to future-proof Rick with Cat 8? No, honestly, I think it's just an issue we're having right now because of the weather. And I know last night, overnight, they were having outages because they text us when they're doing the outages. So I think it's just problems in my area. I don't think it's internally. I think it's my internet just acting up.
What, you have MetroNet?
Yes.
Well, so do I. I mean, I have MetroNet fiber and it's
Yep.
flawless.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just doing maintenance issues last night from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, we'll future proof Rick with Cat 8. Well, if you got fiber, you're like,
yeah, 99% of ISPs can't keep up with speeds of Cat 6.
well, yeah, it's not that. It's within your house, right? Like I mean, I have my server which stores all my video files, all everything, and I can upload them from my shop, which is 120 feet away. Cat 6 would not be good for me.
So MetroNet had helped them bring their fiber from Indiana to Illinois. And they opened a store in downtown Oswego, the town I live in. And when they closed the store, they said, Rick, do you want the rack? You help put it in. And I said, are you serious?
Sure.
I said, yeah, sure. So next, you know, a MetroNet truck is in my driveway and the whole rack, everything, they gave it to me.
Like a 6-foot rack?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Cooling
it's like
system,
a
lights, like
25,
straight up
25U rack.
power supply. Like it's a straight up like server rack. Yeah. So I'm all set up. Yeah.
Yeah, my all my video stuff here in my studio is in a rack.
Yeah. So that was free 99. Uh-oh.
Well, I know this is a little bit political, but it's funny. Says Chris is saying, my diet is not going well. When I see a cookie, it's like Trump saying Greenland.
You guys.
The only thing that I can say is the rest of the world has to really be giving us some funny looks. That's all I can say.
Well, I was going to send you some bananas for Christmas.
Bananas.
Banana Republic.
Oh, since I publicly shared my address now.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna start mailing me things.
Yeah, never do that on especially Facebook, man.
You know the thing is that it's a private post, so I'm not really worried about it. Anyone who actually knows me would probably know it's not a good idea to step foot in my house without being invited. Not unless you want to meet the Lord that day. Tori said, I recently got a com marker 5-watt and it just stopped engraving or showing any preview. Have you had any issues like this? Unit's month old, waiting on support now.
Just stopped. Like, is the blue dot gone completely?
Is where on the back side where that switch is there a one of those inline fuses?
The power switch for an Omni X is on the front.
Well, do they have? You don't normally have the big toggle type switch. A lot of times there's a.
Yeah, they don't have that on an Omni X. They have the power connector at the back. There might be a fuse in that, but I assume the power's up.
Yeah. So are there any lights, like the lights on, so to speak? Like at least it's getting power.
Well, the most obvious thing is there'd be 4 screaming fans on the top of the Omni X.
Yeah. So do you have any sort of response? Let us know. I guess that'll give clues of power issues or something else. Stupid question. You did take the cap off, right?
Yeah,
we've all done that. We've all done that at one point in time.
So more than one of my fiber laser lens caps has a hole in it.
Yeah.
Just saying. It happens. It's like, where's the beam? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. What's that stuff dripping from the lens?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Santa's saying so far just clean with alcohol after each print, not used any glue yet. Texture plate on his AD5X has been great so far. Yeah, PI plates are great. I go a lot of prints between I need cleaning.
Yeah, I just generally don't put glue on a PEI plate. Like even ABS. I mean, I printed this in the black is ABS. Yeah, I have the same plate.
So I just got these, and what's crazy to me is they say PET G, you should always use heated plates. But why do they have PET G cool plates then? Why do they exist?
Oh, you don't
That plate to me is a pain in the ass.
the
I've got
smooth
one
one?
too.
The
Yeah.
smooth one?
The
Yeah.
what they call the cool plate. I do not use that.
No.
So I wanted to try it. I haven't tried it yet.
I only
But-
use the gold plate you have.
Yes. So
Yeah,
and
PEI
everywhere
is the
you-
way to go.
Everywhere you read, it says PET G should be on a heated plate. So I was surprised to see a Super Tack cool PET G plate, but it's directly from Bamboo. So I bought it.
You don't want to make the plate too hot with PET G, otherwise you'll never get the thing off the plate.
Oh yeah.
Like most of the time with PET G, it's printing. I mean, maybe 30 Celsius on the plate.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've never set any of those settings. I just rely on to scan it. Do
Yeah,
its thing.
if you pick PET G, the default settings in Bamboo
Right.
will do the right thing for you. But the
Right.
plate's probably pretty hot. It's not like ABS, right? In ABS, the plate has to be 70 Celsius. Like
It's-
you
I
don't
mean,
You sound like a 70s disc jockey who said at 70 Celsius.
70. Yeah, 70. Well, 70 Celsius is pretty goddamn hot, man.
Yeah, I mean, you put your hand on that, you'll know it.
Yeah,
And
it was
you
a good
also
place
have to keep the enclosure warm, really warm.
Yeah,
You do an
the
ABS or
yeah.
ASA.
The enclosure is like, up in the 50 Celsius. But yeah, it's a good place to keep your coffee warm.
When it's been super hot, and it's a larger object, I just ran to the deep freezer in my basement, threw it in there for a minute or two, slid right off.
But I guarantee if you take that smooth plate and you put it in there and heat it up and print PET G on it, you're never getting it off.
Yeah.
The PET G will take the surface of that plate off with it.
Well, as soon as you put it in, I put it in to see what it would do. It automatically scans it and turns all the settings for the temperature off and says you have to resplice this because this is a cool. It won't let you put heat on it.
Yeah.
So I still wanted to try it. I wanted to know why it existed.
Because old guys used to use those plates all the time. That's why. And I speak from old guy experience.
Like most electrical stuff, it will either die in a month or so, run forever. Not sure what that meant.
That's how it works.
You want to take this, Roger?
See, I'm planning on printing my first TPU model using the 95A. I don't have that one. I have some parameters when I want to find some others to compare them with. Since I'm all on Bamboo now, I use Bamboo's native settings. And don't try to run TPU through like an AMS or an Ace Pro. That don't do that.
Yeah, not unless it's that TPU for AMS stuff that they sell.
Yeah.
You'll break.
So the trick with TPU is you have to go slow.
Yeah.
And the plate has to be hot. And what else? The TPU has to be super dry.
Oh yeah, you don't want any moisture in that at all, or you'll have blisters and crap all over the place.
Yeah, with strings everywhere. It'll look messy. But TPU is fun. I haven't obviously done it on a what is this? This is an Elegoo, the A5X, AX5D, whatever it is.
So, Roger, do you use glue sticks?
One of those, but on Bamboo, it prints great. Sorry.
Roger, do you use glue sticks on your plates at all?
Very, very rarely. It's really rare. When I had my Crowley printers, I was using them all the time. But now that I've gone with all the Bamboo and the PEI, no, I don't use glue sticks at all, hardly.
Dave said,
Once
Rick,
in a
can you
while with ASA, I will, if I'm starting to get some lift or something. But for the most part, with PETG and PLA and TPU, I don't use a glue stick.
Dave said, Rick,
Yeah.
can you show something from your CNC? Yes.
Sawdust.
And just and you know, just to be completely transparent, just being honest. YouTube doesn't pay my bills, like, by any means. Like, I do YouTube because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy helping people, and like, I enjoy doing it. So when we always say jump on the bandwagons, right? And part of the bandwagons is these holidays. So I've been really focused on pumping out some stuff to put some money in the bank, so to speak. Even when these items are free, they're not free. We say that all the time. There's a huge expense that comes along with setting up these products. So I hit I hit 14.5 million views last year. So I'm averaging 1.1 to 1.15 million views a month. So it's pretty phenomenal. And I haven't put out a whole lot of content this second half of the year. My grandfather passed, and Roger knows when you lose someone, it kind of takes your momentum a little bit. I had some people kind of reach out to them, of our followers, and talk to them, and I just kind of vented on them a little, and I appreciate those who did do that. But I kind of needed that push, and it kind of, I tried making some content, and halfway through, I couldn't do it. I just wasn't in it, and my heart wasn't in it, and I could feel it when I was, just didn't feel real and realistic. I wasn't in it. So my heart needed to heal a little bit, and I'll be back, and I'll be back strong. So be ready for a ton of content, but just being honest, being transparent.
So Richard says, yeah, I mentioned that there was no power setting on an OmniX. So yeah, you want to change the dwell time. If you reduce the dwell time, you're probably okay. The default settings in ComMarker Studio are probably the default settings for a 5 or 6 watt UV, not a 12 watt. So chop the dwell time in half. Find a scrap piece of glass crystal. You'll probably have a bunch of them now, and and just practice with different dwell times.
So Jocelyn Jones saying, "Good evening, everyone. Had an interesting week sitting as a juror on an attempted murder trial." Yeah, that could be interesting. I've done jury duty before a few times over the years.
I got called once, and well, twice. The first time I was out of the country, legitimately, not because they called me, but the second time I was ready to go, and they said, "Oh, don't bother. We've settled the case." It's like, okay, I'm happy. I don't have to take time off. So I've only ever been in a courtroom once, and I was on the right side of the courtroom, not the wrong side.
Torek says it's getting power, but there's no marking on the paper. It barely shows up a light brown mark. I was positioning a piece to mark using preview, and it suddenly died and never came back.
So if it's white paper, you're probably not going to get a lot of marking on it. Do you have any, black paper or black business card? Try that. And you do have to make sure the thing is in focus. It's got to be perfect. UV lasers, the focus is everything. So make sure it's in focus, like measure it. Don't rely on any autofocus. And use something black.
Wasn't it Clack that was showing that how basically if it was out of focus, it did nothing?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking millimeters, right? Like if it's a couple millimeters out of focus, a UV laser is useless.
I thought I remember him showing that one of his videos.
He might have.
Yeah. Clack, comment if I'm right on that. Something about being out of focus and not actually doing anything at all.
Well, Chris is saying, got a faulty PEI plate, warped after one print. Looks like it was hit with a flamethrower. Oh, wow. I've never had a PEI plate warp.
Maybe it was just a hot day in Australia. Probably hot enough there to melt some PEI plates.
There you go.
This time of year, anyway.
All right, Steve, you're
Richard
up.
says he's got the 12 watt from Commarker using everything from them. We'll try dwelling down. That sounds ominous, actually. Crystals look good. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have any trouble with Commarker's crystal. That's what I use all the time. Cracks appeared a week later. Yeah, I mean, I've had crystals crack, but only when I was generally getting too close to the edges of the crystal block.
That's crazy that it's a week later, and it wasn't a one-off thing. It was like more than one.
Well, the one I had cracking, it was pretty close, and I literally watched it over the span of about 3 weeks. The crack got bigger and bigger and bigger until it got out to the surface. But it was because the thing was definitely too close to the edge to start with.
It's like that windshield crack that just keeps spreading.
Yeah, it works exactly the same way, right? It's stressed on the inside, and it just keeps pushing.
You said 4 times. Yeah, that's not a fluke. That's something's wrong then. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were driving back from Mobile, Alabama one year, which is about 1,000 miles for us. And while we were just leaving Mobile, the windshield of our van got hit with a rock, left a rock chip and a little crack. Well, by the time we got back up here in Illinois, it was cracked all the way across the windshield. We were just watching it grow all the way through during the trip.
Yeah.
Heating and cooling does it. 20 millimeters inside. Well, that should be lots of space. Huh. Yeah, try it. Then you must be hitting it too hard because, I mean, you're basically creating microfractures, right? So the glass is getting pretty messed up on the inside. And if you hit it really hard, those microfractures turn into mega fractures at some point.
I would start with the one you already cracked and stop racing all your blanks and start backing it down on small test pieces. That's the same thing about manufacturers' suggested specs. They're suggested. And then that's the other thing about blanks, right? Like, especially glass, there could be slight variances, right? Yeah, Chris is saying could be a faulty batch of crystals.
It could be, but man, that seems. I mean, K9 crystals basically pure glass, right? So,
yeah. So Clack is mentioning what I had said. He said UV lasers are quite picky about focus. I mentioned in most of my videos. The Commarker software has a dwell adjustment to speed up the laser's movement. The bigger the number, the longer the pause.
Yeah. Which means the longer it's cooking that piece of glass. Yeah. It's, I mean, nice to see some things don't change. I worked in industrial lasers for several years and UV lasers, and they would do the same thing if you if you literally dwell too long in a spot in the glass.
Yeah. You're blasting it too hard.
Yeah. Well, you're basically just turning that spot into dust inside the glass, and then the whole structure is messed up at that point. Yeah, it's not glass for dogs. Yeah, it's a I don't know if it's a quality standard. It's a purity standard in the glass for sure. I mean, I guess by definition, it's quality.
Well, I'll throw out there that we originally talked about giving away a laser on our 100th episode. Unfortunately, that's going to happen while I'm in Mexico. And also, unfortunately, my world got turned upside down in December. So we will still be doing a laser giveaway here, but it's going to end up being in February.
Better late than never. Better late than never.
Yeah.
Can't complain. So what kind of project are you working on lately, Roger, with the 3D prints? Anything new?
Actually, it's a weird... Oh, there's one laying on my desk here. Just a second. I got an order for these. It's a weird thing. Pencil holders.
Oh, I seen those. Those are so cool.
Yeah.
I seen those. Yeah, I think they're cool.
Looks pretty neat.
So my son said to me something so funny. His kindergarten class grew so big that they put him in a different kindergarten class. And he came home all upset. And I said, what's wrong? You don't like the teacher? He says, well, when they divide us, we're divided by colors. I'm like, okay. Well, in my old class, we each had our own little pencil thing in the center of our desk that was colored the color of our groups. She doesn't have any of those. We just have to put them in our desk. Can we print for the class one for everyone that clicks together? So I'm going to go down that rabbit hole you guys are talking about where they all click together. So
I've also been doing some 3D printed challenge coins for a bar.
nice.
And this is one of them. It says 1 minute sober. Come on, focus. There we go. 1 minute sober, one drink at a time. And the other one says, I was right. You were wrong. Come on, focus. There we go. So these have been kind of fun to do for the bars. I'll show this other one again here. I get it. There, it focused. So yeah, these have been fun, and the bars like them.
How
And
long do they take to print?
Oh, not very long at all. I mean, they're 3-color, but it doesn't take any time at all on the HTCs.
Yeah, well, it's not 3 colors on the same layer anyway, right? It's 3 separate layers of color.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, the base layer is yellow, and then you've got red and the yellow letters. So there's a blue in the center, but it switches ahead so fast that I could do a whole plate of them in just minutes.
Yeah, the H2C, that whole color change, the whole nozzle change thing, I watch with fascination constantly.
Yeah, I do too.
It's like,
So
then
Roger,
before you realize that you've wasted 15 minutes watching the thing change back and forth.
Yeah.
since you actually both had them now, when you're looking at an AMS Pro, a dual head, versus that actually being able to switch the head, is it that much faster? Or
I
is it
haven't
just
put
less
my
proof?
second. I've got another HT and another AMS Pro to put on that, but I don't have where it's sitting right now. I don't have the room, so I haven't put it up there yet. So I'm
So,
just running with one AMS and one HT.
So I have 2 AMSs, one on each nozzle, and an HT, which is on also on the right nozzle with one AMS.
My HT is on the left nozzle, and it only runs support filament.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that too at some point. I forget what I was going to say now around it. The speed. So the nozzle, if you're looking at speed changes with, say, a snap maker, that thing changes instantly. Like it's seconds, like 2 seconds. And it's less than 5 anyway. So you don't get that kind of speed because you have to wind the filament in and out of the AMS. But what you do save is all the purging.
So you're saving poop, not necessary time.
Yeah, you reduce a lot of that, but it's the time it takes, because every time it has to change filament on an H2D, it cleans the nozzle, right? So it goes over to the back and purges a whole bunch of crap out, dumps it out the back of your printer, and then it goes back to work. And even if it's doing like one little circle, then it has to change filament and purge it again. So you save all of that time, because when it starts the job, it purges each hot end once, but then it knows it every time you're printing green, it's going to use the same hot end to do that, so it doesn't have to purge again for that job. So that's the time you save.
Okay.
Yeah, multicolors. I don't do a whole lot of multicolor, but that H2C has been fantastic for that. And I do a lot of stuff that requires support, and having that left nozzle for just a support filament that's been great. That support filament the Bamboo makes is so easy to take back off when you're done.
Yeah.
I haven't bought filament just for support. I know you mentioned that a couple of times. That may be something I have to try.
Well, it depends what you're printing. If you're printing PETG, you can use PLA for support.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
with, since Chris asked about TPU, the same thing with TPU. Use PLA for supports.
Yeah, and if you're printing PLA, you can use PETG for support. It'll come right off.
Yeah.
the support filament, is it cheaper than regular filament or no?
Not
Yeah,
really.
it's about the same.
Yeah. I haven't had too many issues with supports. They pretty much come off pretty good. So
Yeah, yeah. It's a little different with TPU, but for PLA, yeah, PLA use PLA for supports, but for PETG use PLA for supports
yeah,
too.
for the most part, 95% of everything I print is PETG. I haven't really used too much PLA at all.
Yeah, I used to use a lot of PETG, but unless it's something that's going to be hot or outside, I don't use
Yeah,
PETG
I'm just
too much.
PLA in that case. You know, like I make a tremendous amount of the mounts and risers for different brands of lasers, and it's all done with PLA. It's just not going to be outside. It's it's not going to be hot. Well, Rick froze up again.
Did I?
No, he blinked.
I just wasn't moving.
You
I can hear his voice, but he's not moving. So Justin Jones is saying, if I print ABS, should I use 100% infill for CNC clamps? I would go at least 80%.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think
yeah,
100% necessary.
if they're hold down clamps, you want them to be pretty solid, but I don't know. I would almost use PETG for those because it flexes a bit. ABS will break if you stress it too much, even with 100% infill.
Yeah, Rick has a massive audio sync issue. He's got some network issues up there.
He shook his head 5 minutes ago, and we're just seeing it now.
So what are all these printers that print various types of plastic filament, or are they specific? My Bamboo Lab printers will print PLA, PETG, ASA, ABS, TPU. I'm leaving some out, but there's more. Print just about carbon fiber, wood fiber. What am I leaving out, Steve?
Oh, geez. Anything that starts with P, any 3-letter acronym that starts with P.
Roger, have you used that wood PLA?
Not on a bamboo printer, but back when I was using Creole printers, I used it with a hard nozzle. It worked fine. The stuff looks pretty cool. I just don't.
I don't
have a
mind
market
it.
for anything.
It's very gimmicky, but
It's easy to paint. Let's put it that way.
yeah.
Okay.
So the big difference, to I guess maybe amplify the answer to this question, if you look at, I'll say, traditional 3D printers for hobby or small business use, they tend to print things like PLA, PETG,
Sometimes CPU.
sometimes TPU. Those three materials pretty well, but they won't print any of the industrial filaments like PEEP or PEI. You can actually get printers that'll print PEI, which means they have to have like a 700 degrees Celsius nozzle. But things like the bamboo printers will print some of those engineering and commercial filaments. Not
including nylon. I left that one out.
Yeah, nylon will print well on a bamboo. ASA, a lot of the entry level printers don't print ASA very well.
Yeah, ABS, you absolutely have to have an enclosed printer.
Yeah. Temperature controlled too. It's not just enclosed. I have printed ABS on a bed slinger at various points in the past. It quite often will lift off though.
Yeah.
Because a slight breeze, someone opens a door, and that's enough breeze to make it lift off the plate.
JTC 1940 regarding a CO2 gavel, besides the field size, what's the difference between using a 110 and a 200 lens? As far as I'm aware, it's just the field size.
No, well, no, the spot size will be different too. So a 110 will have a smaller spot size than a 200. Just because the focus is tighter.
I guess, yeah.
Um,
But generally, the big difference is
it's mostly the
Yeah,
field
yeah,
size, but
yeah.
but there's a reason why on a UV laser, all the internal engraving lenses are all 70 millimeters because that has a super tiny spot size compared to the 110 or 220, whatever else they provide for you. Like I think on the X Tool UV laser, I think the big lens is 250. Well, the 70 millimeter is going to have a substantially smaller spot size than that.
Yeah, Chris is saying if you don't have enough focal distance with one, just change to another lens.
Yeah, but the reason that this is why the spot size is smaller, right? Because if the focal distance is longer, then the focus is like this. If it's a really short lens, the focus is like this. So the spot is really tight. Now, on a 70 millimeter on a UV, that just makes that focus even more important than on a 200 millimeter. But
So Spectrum Reality is saying, what about fumes? They require a fume hood, enclosure, ventilation. If you are printing ABS, you absolutely need to vent that outside.
yeah, you should. That's really the only one, though.
Yeah, I mean, my thing instead of ABS anymore has been ASA. It performs the same way, and I don't get all the fumes and nasty smells. And when I'm printing PLA and PETG and TPU, and I don't smell anything down here at all.
Yeah, me either. Nothing.
No. PET or PLA don't smell at all.
Santa's looking great. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Take it right.
Oh, saw PAHT filament at the local 3D print store. What is it used for? That one I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, I don't know that one either.
Google. The Google.
That's where I'm going.
I'm not set up with a separate one to do that, honestly. If
Trader
I was,
Skills
I'd be
now.
looking to see what that big order was.
Trader Skills now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Hump Day, everyone, by the way. Happy Hump Day.
It's polyamide high temperature, so it's basically like high temperature PLA.
Oh.
I know everyone's going crazy over this filament at, what is it, Hobby Lobby? Because they offer the 30% coupons off. So they're saying
I haven't looked at it yet. We have a Hobby Lobby here. I haven't been over there to take a look.
I literally see it on Facebook. They're like, it's there. And they say within 5 minutes, it's gone. Everything. They say it's just as good as the bamboo stuff. And with the 30% off coupon, that's a decent savings.
Bamboo stuff is just okay. What makes bamboo filament good is that there's not a whole lot of variation in diameter.
Yeah, that's my big thing. It's consistency. So I've had a few, especially like the Amazon Basics brand. If you get some filament that's a little bit undersized, it'll still go through your extruder. You get one that's a little bit oversized, you got a clog.
Yeah, I may be getting a filament recycler.
Everyone thought that's why I posted that picture of the scrap 3D prints. They thought I was pitching up for a Creality. I'm like, no, it's a legit question. So you're getting one of those?
Yeah, I think so.
That's cool. I see a lot of people selling the poop, and they're actually using it for molds and things like that.
That's cool. It's good. You melt it and use it to make molds, and you don't need a 3D printer for that, right? You just throw it in a pot and melt it.
Right.
And then pour it into a mold.
You get $10 for a box is better than throwing it in the trash.
Well, anytime you can keep it out of recycling, it's a good thing, right? Or out of landfill.
Hello. Chris said I have a bad no sense of smell, so rely on air quality meter.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the same way as I get older.
I have I forget the brand. It's crazy though. You do certain things in my house, and it actually has a gauge, and it tells you like the quality of the air. And we're talking about filaments. When I used the Creality Black, that was the only time I've ever smelt filament, and it actually changed my air quality from 100% to 70. So it detected something. Yeah.
Is it supposed to be PLA? Or was it supposed to be? So anyway, this PAHT stuff looks like it's a good replacement for nylon because it has those properties and doesn't absorb water. Nylon is like a sponge.
Nylon is like a sponge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass to print with. And what I did one year, it's been a few years ago, there was a thing going around about you could go to your local Menards or Home Depot or whatever and buy filament. Actually, it's not filament. It was lined for a string trimmer, but it'd be the right diameter to run through your 3D printer. I did that. But boy, you got to dry it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just slightly smaller. It's
but it works,
but it works all right.
Yeah, it works. Then by the same token, if you're using it in your string trimmer, soak it in water before you put it in your trimmer. It'll last a lot longer.
Yeah, won't break as easy.
Yeah.
Spectrum of Reality said, I wouldn't be surprised if Walmart starts selling 3D printers and filaments. The filament game, I could definitely see them doing.
So you can buy, at least here, you can buy filament and I think a 3D printer at Home Depot online.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm sure you could probably buy it on Walmart's website because Walmart now has that.
Yeah.
You
can sell on their website. It's not actually Walmart.
Yeah, that's the Amazon model, right?
Right.
Best Buy does that too.
So trade scholars are saying I tried a roll of some kind of silk pearlescent filament from Hobby Lobby. Didn't like it. All the color changing pearls showed on just the back of the model, which was weird. I guess it depends on your model too, but
the model must have been just the right size.
Yeah.
Coincidental.
Scale the model up a little bit or scale it down, and
there you go. Yeah, I just been seeing it going crazy on Facebook. People posting it's in stock, and 10 minutes later, like it's gone.
So Santa's he's got a few from the Hobby Lobby with a PLA.
Is it cheaper? It must be cheaper, right?
That's why I said it's about the same price as bamboo, but you can use a 30% off coupon.
Well, bamboo's not cheap filament.
Well, it's $22, right? For a reel.
Well, I'm looking at a thing here of this is from, I'm going to pull it up here. This is from Giant Arm. That was on Amazon for $9. And it's silk gold. I haven't printed with it yet. PLA.
But, if you're doing the hard selling, you haven't taken it out of the box yet.
Yeah. Well, it just came yesterday. So
buy it. I haven't tried it, but good luck with
it. You want to flash up an affiliate link there?
Well, when I saw it, I thought, wow, I mean, $9 for a full roll of PLA. So
yeah, it has to be pretty bad if for $9, right? You have to try it.
Yeah, I'm going to find out. It is on a plastic spool though, so I can throw it in AMS.
So at the very least, you got a slightly expensive empty spool.
Yeah.
So a decent amount of people still in our live. If you see the ticker at the bottom, if you're not already a member, I'd highly suggest you join our Facebook group. If you go to shocktalklive.club, it's www.shocktalklive.club. It will bring you to our Facebook group. It's not a website. It's just an auto forward for the Facebook group. It's not Steve's page, my page, or Roger's page. It's Shock Talk Live's. And I'm saying that intentionally because we want you to post your work. You're not stepping at any of our toes, posting any of your social media content, any of your work. We love seeing it. So post it up, post it up. Santa's Later Grid said, I got a few rolls for $13.99. See, $13.99 plus the 30% off. That's pretty.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah, that'd be a good price. Say when I buy, of course, when I buy bamboo filament, I buy so much of it at a time, I get a huge cut
Right.
rate on it.
Unfortunately, all the bamboo stuff I bought, I haven't bought any refills because they just didn't have any in stock. And so I wouldn't mind trying. That's why I asked you the last time we were actually on live together, how was the refill? I signed up for that. Email me when it's available. That's a decent savings to do the refill versus the roll.
On bamboo filament.
Yes.
Yeah, I mostly use refills now.
Yeah, I do too. Although I did buy when I got the HUC, I had to buy a few rolls of filament with the spool because I didn't have enough damn spools.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got a box of 18 rolls of filament from bamboo. They were almost all refills. The ones that weren't were because they didn't have, it wasn't available as a refill.
Yeah.
Yep. So if you don't mind me asking, Roger, for the HTC with the AMS Pro, what are you out the door with without material?
What was that?
What's your out the door cost for the HTC Pro with the AMS Pro?
Well, with what I bought two AMS2 Pros, two HTs, the HTC with all the extra bells and whistles and goodies and hot ends, and then I bought some filament with it too. It was $3,200.
Okay, so I bought about the same as you, and I'm about $2,000 more. So, yeah.
Yeah, the H2D came down in price actually when they released the H2C.
Yeah.
H2C is roughly the same price as the H2D was when I bought mine. And now the H2D is, I don't know, $400 or $500 cheaper.
Yeah, I bought 2 extra heads, a bunch of filament because I had nothing, obviously. And I bought all on rolls because they really didn't have any of the colors I wanted on refills. And I had no refills to use. Yeah.
But I think the H2C is around $3,100 Canadian, which is like, $20 US, right?
Chris said, put up detour signs away from Hobby Lobby so they can't get it before it goes out of stock. I'm telling you, like, I didn't realize so many people 3D printed in my area until I found my town's Facebook group. Like, somebody take a picture of the literally the shelf and they're like, it's in stock. And then like 15, 20 minutes later, somebody go, damn, post another picture, they're gone. And there was like 100 of them. You know what I mean? Like, either someone's just buying it all or there's a lot of people buying it. But
see the H2C here, the H2C AMS combo is $3,150 Canadian.
It's not bad.
Which is, I don't know, $2,500 US.
Yeah, but you start adding another AMS to it, another HT, and then the extra hot ends.
Well, the full combo, which has 2 AMSs, is $3,800.
Yeah, that's what I bought. And then like I said, I added a bunch of extras to it and spare parts. And
yeah, I got an extra set of hot ends.
Yeah, you know what? I had this thing go bad on me. But it was acting up like right away. They kept like jamming up on me, and there's not really much to this thing.
Yeah, it's just the merged
integrator
thing.
Yeah. So I emailed them and I was like, hey, this thing's acting up. Like it finally like broke apart. I had to like zip tie this thing to hold it in. And they're like, oh, that's a consumable part. You should have to replace it every month. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Every month?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, that's ridiculous. There's absolutely no way. Like, there's no way. I'm like, I haven't had this a month.
To me, that's a non-wearable part there.
It shouldn't wear.
So
look on Maker World, you'll find people who've designed versions of those things.
Yeah, so I emailed them back and I said that I don't think that's right. I haven't even had it a full month, you know what I mean? And it like pretty much the third day started acting up, and then it finally broke, like sprung open. So then they said okay, and they mailed me one. But they didn't want to immediately send me one. They said it was a consumable part. I was surprised.
So Spectrum Reality is saying, is it sold by like welding wire or length? And does the software give you an estimate on how much you need to complete the project? PLA is sold basically in 1 kilogram rolls. or all your filaments, or basically a 1
Yeah.
kilogram roll. And yes, the slicing software will tell you how much it will consume.
In grams. Yeah.
Yeah, in grams. You
So
have to do some math, but
a key point to what Roger said about the 1 kilo, when you're online and you're bargain shopping this filament, be careful, because sometimes when it's real, it's way cheaper. It's because it's not the same size roll. I saw
Yeah.
that
yes.
half rolls.
yeah,
And they almost got me. And I was like,
You see 500 gram.
Yeah.
I've seen some 800 gram rolls
Yeah.
too, and it's like,
well, if you're
Yeah.
on Temu, they actually have 250 gram. Why
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
bother?
what's the point? Yeah.
Yeah.
but that's how they get you. Someone didn't read that description. They're not lying. You didn't
Yeah.
read that description.
Yeah,
And I will say,
200 at 250 grams, there's more plastic in the spool than there is on the spool.
One of the nice things with the bamboo filament, when it's in your AMS, the software will actually keep track of how much filament you have left and kind of show it on a gauge.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell you the exact amount though, which is
Not
unfortunate.
exact. It's just kind of a gauge that, hey, kind of getting low. But I set mine for auto refill. I've always got the same color sitting next to it.
Yeah, it says the H2S is sold out right now.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Because the price of that dropped too, right? Recently. I think they're still recovering from Black Friday. Like everything. I went into the bamboo store after Black Friday, and everything was sold out. All the lasers, all the filament, half the spare parts, everything was sold.
So the H2C is the new one, right? That's the one where they're advertising with all the multiple heads.
Now, from a print quality perspective, I think the H2D is actually slightly better print quality.
I don't have that one to compare it to, but the HTC, I have no complaints with what comes out of there.
Oh no, it's fine. But if you print the same thing on both printers, you can see the differences. It's subtle, but the H2D definitely looks better.
But Chris is saying almost bought some 250 gram rolls, price just under the 1 kilogram price. Yeah, there's a trap out there for that. It's also on Amazon. You got to watch that.
There's names for people that price things like that.
Yeah.
It's like the guy who went viral online for buying a DeWalt picture. On Temu, he bought a DeWalt drill and they mailed him the picture.
Yeah.
It's like $99.
That's an eBay scam all the time too.
Oh man, you know what? Yeah, I had some people asking me recently, and it's because I say this all the time: should you buy stateside or should you buy direct manufacturer? And I'm going to say this, like, just being really honest, because we obviously have sponsors, but the reason you pay more for a rebranded anything is for the support. That's really the only reason you pay for it, right? And I'm not just saying that a manufacturer wouldn't support you, but you're not going to have a Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, 800 number you can call. They're 13-hour difference. You're going to jump through some hoops to get support. Not saying they won't, but that's the difference. But when you're buying overseas, be careful and make sure you're actually buying it from the manufacturer. If Canada was the only place who had a Walmart, there'd be a whole lot of people walking to Walmart and selling things, right? So
be a whole lot more suicides.
Right. So that's how China is. Like, there's a whole lot of people who are selling things because the factory's right there. They can walk in and buy it and sell it. So just make sure they're a legitimate brand. I've gotten robbed. So I got robbed for a printer. That really put a hurting on me. And I got robbed for ink before, so just be careful. I'm, really speaking, and the company who robbed me for the ink, they're a very reputable brand. So, I wouldn't say reputable. I'd say well known. But yeah, crazy. So when I say, it's okay to buy direct, make sure you are buying factory direct from a legit manufacturer, not someone posing as a seller, and they're not a real manufacturer.
Yeah, Spectrum Reality is saying we've seen this with memory cards too, selling 500 megabit cards for the same price as 500 gig.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to look really close.
Yeah. So I've gotten from Amazon fake memory cards,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and it was from Amazon, and they're Amazon
Yeah.
Pro. 1 terabyte, the 1 terabyte, like the fast ones, they're expensive. And you stick it in, it's like a 256. You know, but Amazon, man, I have to say, like, they're solid. Like, I told them, hey, look at this screenshots, like, no problem. Didn't argue with me at all. But just crazy that they do that though, because everything on it said it was 1 terabyte until you stick it in the computer.
Well, like I'm on all my cameras, I use SanDisk cards,
Yes.
and I always have to make really, really look close when I'm buying more of them to make sure it's not somebody selling counterfeit ones.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I buy the Pro Extremes or whatever they're called. Extreme Pros.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it has a faster like read rate,
Yep.
write rate. Yep. Same thing. Chris said, I made my first online buy mistake in ages. Ordered a M5 Toro bolts when I wanted hex.
Torx, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at something the other day, and you know, it was targeted at North American buyers, and it was something you plugged in, and it was 110 volts, but 50 hertz. I don't know where in the Japan is the only place where they have 110 volts at 50 hertz. Because if you're at 50 hertz anywhere else in the world, you're at 220 volt.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then there's a whole bunch of comments about how the thing didn't last long. Well, no, because you're running it at 60 hertz.
There you go, Steve. Looks like you missed out on something up there in Canada.
Wow, that's a good price. Where was that?
See, wants it.
What if they got 500 more rolls?
Look, people are laughing. They're like, you're gonna start that mad sale, like I said. Rush into the store. Let us know if you have any questions. Let us know in the comments below. Appreciate it.
Sunlu filament's pretty good. It's basically the same as bamboo.
Well, I watched a video here. It's been, I don't know, a couple months ago, I suppose, of somebody. I don't remember the channel or anything, but was touring the Sunlu plant.
Yeah, I think it was the next layer guy.
Yeah. And he like blurred out the other brand names of the other filament. But if you stop the video and run it frame by frame, yeah, you'll see some brands there that.
Yeah, there aren't really the big manufacturers. There's really not that many of them, right?
Yeah. Sunlu is the biggest manufacturer in China. So.
Yeah.
So, what's your go-to or your by default brand, Roger?
Mine is bamboo.
Yeah, for anything serious, I'll use bamboo. But for things like black and white, because I use a lot of black and white filament, those I'll buy Sunlu.
I do use Sunlu,
and
I do have some from Anycubic. It's fine too.
Yeah,
but for the most part, bamboo. The reason I'm sticking with bamboo is because I don't have any problems with it. I don't like problems.
Yeah, so I've been using the bamboo by default, but when it's not available, I've been using your favorite brand, Creality. But the big advantage, I'd say, is that, man, we're so spoiled on Amazon, right? I can go on order Creality and it'll be here by tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning. Like, you don't have to have a huge amount of inventory in stock, you know? So
I haven't had any problems with Creality filament. I've used it in the past. I don't have any here anymore, but I used to use it. I didn't have any problem with it.
Yeah, it seems to work okay.
So Spectrum Reality is saying you might be able to make deals if you buy in bulk or try to get into a bit of a local distribution yourself, especially if demand is that high and likely growing. Might be a good gig. Well, I'm old. I don't want to get into it, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, even if I did like filament recycling, it would be just for me.
Right.
I'll take
Great Lake-
other people's old filament and make some weird colored filament that I can use for just general prototyping stuff.
Yeah.
Steve will have all brown filament because it's everything mixed.
No, if you take all the colors and mix them together, you get some really strange colors. But
Great Lakes Laser Supply said, "What's up, gentlemen? Do you have anyone
hey,
you can connect me with for a 3D printer companies? I have Crowdy coming to the summit, but I'm looking for filament sponsors. Post on a Facebook group and ask.
yeah, I mean,
We always
don't-
have manufacturers lurking on our page, so
yeah, I don't have any connection with Sunlu other than Amazon. That's my interface to them.
yeah.
Yeah, bamboo filament just works. And
Yep.
yep.
Yeah, the only problem I had with Crowdy, and we said this before, is that at the end sometimes I have that bend, and I've gotten stuck at the end of the roll. So when it ran one roll out and it went to jump to the other one, it got stuck, and I had to like, get it out of there, and then that sucked. But I like the fact. So originally I was like putting different colors in there because I was trying to keep them dry. But then when Roger's like, "No, I have an EMS Pro because it's like all the same colors," I pretty much did that because I was printing blue, white, and orange a lot. So when I was running out of blue, it's just going to the second blue, going to the next blue.
Yep.
You know. So, yeah.
Okay, Santa's saying, does bamboo have a longer track record, or is it just their manufacturing process for the filament? I will say that bamboo has excellent filament, but they do not manufacture it themselves.
No.
And from what we were just talking about before, if you would go look at that video and you would stop it, and you will see the bamboo name on some stuff in Sunlu.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at a Sunlu spool and a bamboo spool, the only real difference between them is the color. Bamboo spools tend to be that creamy white color, and Sunlu spools are gray, but they look virtually the same spool.
You want to take this, Steve, since you mentioned the recycle?
Spectrum of Reality says making an extrusion machine and making your own recycled filament might be feasible as well. I don't know, because you can buy an awful lot of filament for the price of a filament extrusion machine. I mean, if you're in high volume, yeah, but if you're like, Joe Average hobbyist who prints a spool every 6 months,
Yeah.
you might as well just live with the fact that you're, filling up landfill, because you're never going to pay for an extrusion tool. But, if you're like to hug trees like I do, then, maybe, maybe it's worth it.
Great Lakes Laser Supply said, I figured I'd check in. I have a huge 3D community in Michigan. Just wanted to make sure, offer some. Yeah, I would definitely suggest posting on our Facebook group. You will see a ton of manufacturers. They may not always post because the rule there is only one like real official rule on our Facebook group. And is if you're a manufacturer, you're not allowed to post advertising anything unless you're a sponsor of Steve, Roger, or I.
And
Or
I
got
don't have
approval.
sponsors, so it's easy.
Well, affiliated with one of us.
Yeah, well, I have affiliates for sure. But
Yeah, affiliated with one of us. Or got the blessings beforehand. So they're lurking. They're there. Trust me. Post it.
So plastic waste is ubiquitous after all. Well, somewhat.
it could be, yeah.
Save the turtle.
Now, if you did have a filament recycling, like a desktop filament recycler where you could shred plastic, you could take things like water bottles and you could shred those and turn them into PET anyway. So, I mean, you could do your part to reduce landfill, or at least use it a couple of times before it ends up in landfill.
Yeah. Save the turtles.
but where I live, our recycling program, they have this big index search engine thing, and you can say like PLA, and it'll tell you, oh, PLA for 3D printers, throw it in the garbage. It's
Really?
like, what? You don't recycle it? So
Yeah, it breaks down. It's made out of corn.
well, yeah, but same thing with PETG or ABS. If it's specifically filament based, they tell you to toss it. And it drives me crazy.
Well, hence why you're going to become the recycle filament
I'll
guy.
make my own filament if I have a machine. I'm not gonna do the DIY filament tool. Like,
I've watched some videos of that of guys that have done
Yeah.
that. No, I ain't doing that.
The shredder with the water bottle and then the melted. I've seen that.
Yeah. I mean, if I can take a bunch of broken filament and throw it into a hopper and push a button and get a roll of filament out the other end, then I'm fine. But if it's work, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, it's time too, right? Like, it's just like if you have to sit there and do something, it's chewing up time.
Yeah, I think that's where the 3D printer is definitely a lazy man way to make money. And I say that because you don't need to babysit it. It just kind of does its thing.
With the right printer, yeah.
Yes. You know, a laser, you should be in the same room. CNC, you're probably going to be in the same room.
Yeah, you generally don't have to worry about a printer burning your house down. You used to.
Yeah.
But
when they first came out, there was people who put extinguisher systems above them, and
those ANET A8s were notorious for torching your desk.
Chris said, if I recycle plastic bottles, I would lose money. We have a 10-cent refund on drink containers. Increased recycle.
Yeah.
In environmentally responsible countries, then it's probably not worth recycling it.
So I was in Mexico and I bought a case of beer. And I went to leave the store and the lady came screaming and yelling at me. And I says, why are you yelling at me? And she says, there's a 25-cent deposit on the bottle. I thought you were going to drink outside. I said, a case of beer? She said, well, there's 3 guys out there. I thought you were with them. I said, no. So she's yelling, 5 cents a bottle. So I just gave her $1. I'm like, here's $1. She's like, oh, okay. And I left. But they're very, they're reusing those bottles. So
you didn't look at her strange and say no comprende.
I was gonna get hit. She was very aggressive. It was like that grandma you don't mess with. I was just like, whoa, okay, I'm sorry.
MF Furlough saying good evening, Jess. Checking late tonight. Well, we're here.
Better late than never. Late than never. Let us know if you have questions.
Yeah, we still got some time.
Yeah, we're open for comments here and suggestions or etc.
So Steve, you've seen, or the audience have seen, Roger and I's not always so clean workspace. Are you ever going to show us your shop?
Oh, you see bits and pieces of my shop in videos. And my shop is generally pretty clean.
Okay.
I'm running out of space, but it's right now it's actually a little chaotic because I got quite a few cardboard boxes from 2 big 3D printers plus now this alien cell box. This thing is a massive machine for a diode laser. Like it's a 2-person carry.
So you still want that 8x4 laser?
I still have a. Oh no, I don't want that thing. That's too big.
I know.
I'd have to put it on pulleys and hang it from the ceiling.
Yeah. No, I think that laser is so cool, but it's definitely
but it's such a single use thing. Like if you cut coasters with that thing, it's just not worth it. Now, if you were cutting like 1,000 coasters, it might be worthwhile. But
Roger, I mean, you might be officially the coaster king if you had an 8x4 laser.
Oh no. My Ray 5, I expanded to 800 millimeter square, which is basically a 4-foot square sheet of.
Hey, speaking of the Ray 5, did Longer reach out to you and talk about the Ray 5? They have a new Ray 5 coming out. It's kind of small, but it's not the mini.
Oh, I got some kind of email. I didn't even.
I did see they talked to me
Yeah.
about converting mine to the 40 watt, but with everything that was going on with me this last month, I don't have time.
No, yeah. No, it looked interesting. There's just no way I could possibly have time to look at it in the next 6 months.
Speaking of watching our lives, looks like someone's who's in the field who'd want us to respond to review something was friends with both you, Steve, and Roger. They just requested me right now. Funny.
Yeah, who's that? You don't want to say?
I felt embarrassed to butcher the name. Anna Engel.
No, what company?
Says drinkware, steel bowl supplies, kitchen suppliers, wholesales, crystals, all kinds of blanks. Both you guys are friends with her.
Oh, maybe Facebook friends.
Yes.
No, that could be.
That could be.
Yeah, she just looks like every kind of blank you could imagine. She sells them. Spectrum Reality said, "Yep, I have my Ray 5 Max to 800 on both axes too."
Yeah, but the only thing I use it for anymore is when I'm doing really big signs.
Yeah,
because it takes up so much space in the shop to set it up.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it sits vertical against the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, dad joke for the chemistry people out there, since I was talking about me drinking dihydrogen monoxide tonight. What did the chemist say when he mixed oxygen and magnesium? OMG. If you're familiar with periodic table of the elements, you'll get it.
Radu's hot tonight.
Nerd convention. All right. You want to take this, Roger?
Okay, if I use a 0.6 nozzle instead of a 0.4 on the model for Maker World, does the slicer recalculate the output, or do I manually have to do it? Slicer will no, I got to get into what slicer you're using, but if you're using Orca or Bamboo or one of the clones, it will take care of that for you.
Yeah. Now that doesn't mean the print will come out well, because it may be designed for that big of... well, speed, right? It'll be faster.
Yeah, but it's gonna look faster,
but it won't look as nice.
Well, yeah, but it's for some things you don't care what it's not like fine detail, right? Like if you're printing a cylinder, you don't care how thick it is because it's just a cylinder.
I'll use a 0.6 if I'm doing prototypes because it's so much faster.
Yeah. But you won't get all the detail necessarily.
I was watching all these people on YouTube printing with 0.2s.
Yeah.
Oh, man. What it's just...
I printed this keycap with a 0.2.
3D printers are slow as it is. I can't imagine making it any slower.
Well, if you want something that looks injection molded, 0.2 is the way to go.
Yeah. It just takes longer.
Yeah.
But it's a 3D printer. You're already buying into the fact, especially with a Bamboo, you're buying into the fact that it's going to take 15 minutes before it lays down the first piece of filament.
Well, but as Roger says, it's built into the time. It tells you. Right?
It is. But it's like, every once in a while, I want to make sure that the thing is starting to print well before I just turn my back on it. Having given you missed the conversation last week about the giant knob of plastic that I had. I want to make sure that it's going to lay down the first layer. And it's like, come on, just print. It's like, I got to go for a coffee. It's like,
yes. Wait for a little second. Ask Clax, I'll ask you guys for the Bamboo A1. Would you recommend the AMS Lite or the AMS2 Pro? I have the AMS Lite on both of mine, mainly because I could top mount them on top of the printer, because I don't have a whole lot of real estate down here to be having AMSs sitting all over. If they can't sit on top of the printer, then we have a problem.
See, my first question would be, well, what did Clack say?
Want to contradict the Clack? I have AMS.
I complete ignorance because I don't have an A1. But I do like the AMS2 Pros. I have 4 of them now.
Yeah, I have 2 of them. But I guess I get what Roger's saying. Real estate would trump any other decision, right?
Yeah, this space is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Santa's laser engraver. He says he has a dad joke book in front of him today. So.
Bradu said he wrote a couple chapters, I guess, in that dad's book joke.
In that dad joke book, yeah.
Yeah, Chris uses 0.6 on his jigs for his lasers. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're not looking for appearance or something you're going to sell to somebody, they work. Okay, do I have any idea how much time we're saving the 0.6 over the 0.4? The time saving is not linear. I will say it's a little quicker, but it's not a linear, percentage.
Yeah. Even with the 0.6, you can go to bigger layer heights too, right? It's because normally with a 0.4, your layer heights are usually smaller than that.
Yeah.
Like 0.2 or 0.15. So with a 0.6, you could go with a 0.6 layer height and squirt down a big pile of resin or filament. It'll be a lot faster.
Yeah.
Like more than the basic math of 20% there.
Yeah, so Clark said he likes a compact top mount. I will, if I get my camera to go the right direction here. Yes, the shop's a mess. There's a top mount on the AMS light. And I've got, I got the cover off one of them right now because I'm working on that printer. But the other one, I have enclosures I put on them with desiccant in them to keep the filament dry. It works fantastic.
So what's crazy is that we were talking about once you get a 3D printer, not just making something for someone else, the amount of things you can make for yourself. My own list has been like growing, but I keep printing for everyone else. And I'm like, there's so much cool things I want to print for myself. So that's at some point, my AMS Pros won't just be laying there on the table over there. It'll actually be on a shelf.
Well, I added humidity indicators if I get this. Whoops, right there. I don't know if it'll zoom in and focus on it. It's pretty far away.
Oh, and you got the digital readout displays. Nice.
Yeah. So I got to change the desiccant in those. It's running a 24 and 26% right now, so they're due to be changed.
Yeah. Did you print some dry pods for your AMS, Rick?
Yes.
Well,
I did for mine.
I have not yet.
Oh,
I wanted to do the ones that go in the front.
Yeah, that's
in the back, as well as the one that slides into the reel.
Yeah, I don't have the ones inside the spools because I change spools so often. It's a pain.
Yeah. But like I said, that's on that list of I want to print for myself things.
Yeah, just start one overnight.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my printer's been running pretty much. It's not running right now because I got to clean that plate. But it's been running nonstop.
Yeah, print. If you print those dry pods, print them with PETG. Well, you're going to print them with PETG anyway, probably.
Right. Yeah.
Just because they get hot, right? So.
Right. Yeah. Radu said lighter pro. It's also dependent how much you have
you have to monitor humidity. Yeah, I mean, if you live in the desert, you probably don't care. But I live in a place where the humidity fluctuates over the year from 30 to 100, and it's 100 a lot of the time. So.
Yeah. So when I was asking you guys, what are you keeping your filaments at? And for the most part, when I first asked you that question, most of all the filament was right out of a box right into the AMS Pro. And I was at like 23 to 30. And I remember when you said, I got down to 0. So
yeah,
I ran that bad boy. 12.
In the AMS in the AMSs, both of them on my H2C, they're both 0.
Yeah. So yeah,
right
I got it down to 0. But I know that if I put those, inside of it, probably definitely help that as well.
Yeah, well, that's how I get them to 0. Because if you just use the little desiccant bags that come with the AMS Pro 2 Pro,
Yeah.
you'll maybe get it down to, if you get it down to 10%, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, my humidifier indicators only go down to 10%, but I know that I'm looking at all my AMSs here, and every one of them is reading 10. They won't go any less. Well, my ambient down here is 22 right there on that one.
Jeez. That's like the desert already.
Well, it's wintertime here.
But
really
you
dry.
have, you don't have, the original AMSs don't have a readout, the humidity measurement.
Oh, these are the
built in, right?
original AMSs up here, AMS 1s or
Yeah,
whatever.
see, in a 2 Pro, you've got
I've got it
readout on the display.
Yes.
On the front display. So yeah, I have the little $2 thermometer hydrometer things as well in my dry pods, but they only go down to 10%.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Is
But that's
hydrometer.
the first indicator that I should consider drying out the desiccant.
So is anyone aware of anyone that would actually go lower than that, or that's pretty much standard?
Well, the one the one that's built into the AMS 2 Pro will go down to 0.
I don't have a digital display on the AMS Pro.
No, it's on your, like, if you go to your
in the menu here,
it'll tell you when you look at the AMS.
I'm talking about that little
No, don't. Yeah, no, that all of those things I think are made by the same guy. They all go down. They only go down to 10%.
But that's what I was asking. Yeah. You want to take this one, Roger?
So J. Michael saying, is FreeCAD a good 3D CAD to learners or a better free one? I have played with FreeCAD some. I'm not an expert at it by any means.
Yeah,
it has a learning curve. I started out when I was in the trades, I used AutoCAD, but I use AutoCAD electrical. I mean, I could do ladder diagrams and electrical drawings all day long, but not any 3D modeling in AutoCAD.
Yeah,
so I thought for sure you'd throw your Tinkercad in there. That's
I do use Tinkercad. Tinkercad is a good free one if you're just learning, and you can do a lot of things in Tinkercad. And it's made for kids, basically, but
it's for first timers. It's not. I wouldn't say kids, but FreeCAD is. I mean, once you conquer the learning curve, it's perfect for doing CNC or 3D printing. They rolled over to version 1 in 2025 after about 10 years being in beta. Talk about a beta cycle. And part of that rollover was they improved some of the usability, so it got a lot better. And there are some good tutorial channels on it.
So I tried using Tinkercad because Roger was always recommending it. And all I was trying to do was just add these. That's it. And it said the file I was importing was too big and it wouldn't import it. And I was like,
yeah, I mean, it's obviously a limited tool, but
I know, but I thought all I'm doing is adding circles. It wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Well, you can install the free version of Fusion.
Yeah.
I mean, it does pretty much everything. It just limits you on the number of projects you can have open at any one time. It works okay. I mean, and again, there's lots of good tutorials on that as well.
I paid someone on $5 or $8 and they did it for me. I add these two things, blah blah blah, and I had it in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I was like, I say, Roger, you got time? He said, I'm at a bar. I'm like, what the hell? I need to do this. Went on Fiverr, and someone got it to me. They were from India or whatever. He's like, what printer do you have? I said, yeah. He said, do you have AMS Pros? Yeah. What kind of film are you using? I was like, damn, this dude knew what he was talking about. He had it out right away. Mm-hmm. So a good point to that is I think there's definitely, we talk about lasers and CNCs, 3D printers. There's definitely a valid point of learning how to edit and create your own files. But that's another skill set in itself. So just to get on the ground and running, start making some money, start paying some of that debt down. There's nothing wrong with buying files. And I just said I cheated. I went on Fiverr. It cost $5 to have somebody do something. There's a whole lot of reputable people that can assist you in doing that if you need help.
Yeah. You could have asked me. I would have charged you $20, but
But yeah. So Steve says he'll do any editing for $20. Remember that, guys? It's on video.
well, that would only take me a minute.
As a radio say, FreeCAD does have a learning curve, but it's worth it. Does a lot compared to some others.
Yeah, I mean, it's a real CAD tool. It doesn't work. So the problem I have with FreeCAD, and I've spent a lot of time with tutorials on it, the problem I have is I have so much mental investment in Fusion that I have to unthink Fusion to do FreeCAD. But if I every year when I have to renew my Fusion subscription, I think this is the year I'm just going to go over to FreeCAD and that's it. But then I look at the thousands of projects I have in Fusion, and it would take me months to move all those projects to something else.
So invested.
I spend my $500 or $600 and renew my Fusion subscription every year.
Yeah.
It irks me.
So when Furlough say I don't have a dryer yet, so thought I may just want to spend the money on the drying AMS2 Pro for a dryer feature.
Yeah, well, it works for that. Do 4 spools at a time.
Yep.
So
Print
one thing to
yourself
keep
some dry pods and turn the thing into a real dryer.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind though is you cannot use a dryer while you're printing.
Yeah.
So,
so if you have 2 of them, you can be drying in one while you're printing in the other.
As long as you're not pulling from both.
Right.
So that's one thing that Anycubic has over Bamboo is with their Ace Pro. You can print while or dry while you're printing.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I was disappointed. I was like, when I saw that.
I don't know how valid or how big of a concern that is, though. I mean, sure, you can put it on a marketing slide and say, "Oh, those guys can't dry while they're printing," but once you dry, the thing is going to be dry for weeks.
Yeah,
right. But I guess, but when you're first starting, you're loading all those up. It's 12 hours to dry that.
Well, you don't have to take 12 hours. The thing will be dry in 4.
I don't know.
I never dry for 12 hours. I dry for
unless you've been soaking in a bucket of water or something.
Right, but the other thing is too is that you guys have those beads in there. That helps a lot too.
Yeah. Well, that's the dry pod thing, right?
Yeah, right.
Then you don't even need to turn the thing on. It's dry all the time.
Yeah, I got to print those things.
About once every, I don't know, maybe once a month or even a little more, then I'll take them out and dry them.
I got to do that. It's got to
once you can't pull it down below 10%, then you yank them out and turn all your black beads back into orange beads.
So if anyone wants to sponsor Roger and I to go to the Bears game Skybox, let us know. We're definitely willing to go. Just so you know.
Unfortunately, I'll be in Mexico. I'll be watching it from Mexico.
It's going to be then Steve's going to have to fly from Canada. That's
now, if you really want to be dedicated, then send me to the Skybox and.
Come on, man! Come on.
I'm not going to cross the border. If I was going to cross the border, I would have went to CES last week.
Oh man, Chris said Tinkercad is great for simple quad, quick and dirty jobs as I do. Yeah, that's why I thought it'd be perfect. I'm literally just putting a circle. I'm like, this is no big deal.
As long as they're not too big and you don't need like super dimensional accuracy or anything, Tinkercad is great. I mean, it's a good way to learn 3D.
Yeah, but definitely if you're going to go for dimensional accuracy, don't use Tinkercad.
Yeah.
Sanders Living Grade. One question you have to ask for any of these CAD programs is where your design abilities are at now.
Well, most people they don't have design abilities, and the CAD tool kind of forces you into a direction, right?
So David
I mean, I can whip things up very quickly in Fusion.
Ever use Easy Carve from Vectric for CNC work? That'd be for one of you guys.
Easy Carve?
I've never seen that one.
Oh, that's the new their equivalent of easel.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, everything from Vectric, seems to work the way they advertise it. As our channel for our live stream friend Andy Bird would say, all roads lead to Vectric anyway. So,
Yeah, I have what is it, Aspire?
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy, for nothing. That was expensive.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but if you don't want to do all the 3D creation stuff,
Well,
then
yeah.
you don't need Aspire anyway. You can do almost everything you're ever going to do on a CNC with VCarve desktop, not desktop, the next one up, Pro.
Yeah. San Jose Grayson said, if you ever never drawn anything, you have learned how to 3D model you learn how to 3D model is setup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I mean,
sometimes I struggle with it.
YouTube University is a good tool for this kind of stuff, right? So
hence why we're here.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, real reputable people. If you want to learn something like Fusion, a guy named Paul McWhorter, yeah, he did a whole tutorial. Like, I don't know, there's like 20 lessons or 30 lessons on Fusion. It's a little old now, but it all fundamentally still works. And then Mango, whatever his name is, for FreeCAD.
Chris said he only drives for 4 hours. I definitely need to print those then. I just got to.
Yeah, I mean, 4 hours does it for me.
no.
Like if the dry pods have been recharged recently, so the desiccant is new. If I put a roll of filament in there, within 4 hours of just having it sit in there, it's going to be down to 0.
Yep.
I need to do it then. All right, guys, look like we're at time. Chris said, last comment here, it said, Aspire means you are ready to do that once in a decade job for most users.
Yeah.
So the abilities it has. But thank you guys for joining. Sorry I missed the last live. It was my son's birthday. We have his birthday this weekend, but it was hard to explain to a 5-year-old you're not going to celebrate something on his actual birthday. So we did something just for our family. So he was able to celebrate on his birthday.
See, I knew he had 2 birthdays every year. Because I'm sure you've already missed a live stream because it was his birthday.
No, that was probably my daughter's. But my son's actual birthday was on Wednesday or whatever, and then my son's birthday party is this Saturday. But yeah.
All right, guys.
So,
cool.
Thanks for joining. See you guys on next one.
Yep. See y'all next week.
Thank you.
Take care, all.
Bye.